Hello team, it's me Barn. I'm with you on the Wreckers Yard with Hein on the Sally Smiths, and we're blinking around looking for our first survivor from Team Sequence. Who's it gonna be? Who's gonna show themselves? Who's brave enough to take the first chase here? It's a free-for-all here. They're scattering. I think we've got Seth and Excise here, and Hein blinking right in the middle of them and looking for someone who seems to be in a little bit of a worse position, choosing to take it to the edge map here. Quick hit on Seth, and he's going to be going back to the inside of the map, but still relatively on the edge here, as that's a very fast down at 5 gens.
Yeah, absolutely. Fast down right here. I mean, you saw everybody just kind of swarm away, disperse, right? And you heard the audio cue, and you see on your screen, we do have Thrilling Tremors online. That's going to be really big because not only will Thrilling Tremors sort of slow down some gens, it's like a passive slowdown, but you'll also get a lot of information on where to position yourself. Am I right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And this is the thing that I love about our balancing, right? Is that we see different things like this. We've never seen Thrilling Tremors be used consistently in comp, and now we're seeing it quite often ran on our nurse players with general banned barbecue and chili, floods of rage, things like that, where there's so much information given for such a high mobility killer to blink across the map and be able to land on someone's head. So people are having to think differently with their builds now, and perks like Thrilling Tremors definitely give you a lot of value just because of that information, and a little bit of slowdown too. We are going to be finding Excise trying to rush these engines though, so we're just going to do a little bit of scare tactics here. I think hit as a warning shot, scare them away. Bit of a missed blink on the hill. They're not able to land the hit on iPick, as he does manage to go in for the unhook, gets the unhook, and it appears we're going to be doing a little bit of strategic targeting. I know, we're not going to minus rep Hein. It's for the win con.
It's for the win con. It's for the win con. Wait a minute right there. Maybe a little bit of a miscalculation on the blink. Yeah, at this point, you know, what can you do? Maybe if you slap a pallet on the nurse, maybe you get some brownie points, but regardless, going to get the down right here, potentially waiting to see if anybody's around. No perks like Infectious Fight or anything to kind of give you information on survivor positionings near when you go down, but looks like we're going to get the pickup pretty soon, so...
We'll be picking up a little bit of tunneling here, but it's okay, because if Seth doesn't mind, I don't think anyone else should mind here, but we are going to see him be popped back on this hook quite quickly. We've got one gen done off in the distance there. Another one pops just as the hook gets completed. We've got Pop Goes the Weasel ready to be used in combination with Eruption on that generator there. And it wouldn't surprise me now if Hein kind of lingers in the area. It's quite a nice hook for him, don't you think?
It's a very nice hook, and let me tell you why. We see a 3-gen right here, right next to the hook, and we see 2 gens pretty close to each other. Honestly, you might be even able to stretch out a 4-gen here, and that looks like that's what it's going to be right here. So it's going to be very hard to defend. You're going to have to be pressuring. Survivors are going to have to be trying to take the nurse all the way to the edges, where the gens have been completed. But because you have a hook right here, it's going to be really hard to even make nurse go away. Like, there's going to be no reason for them to leave, right? You could just play the slow game at the very end and just whittle away hook stages little by little. So
absolutely we will be unfortunately confirming the death here on to Seth. He didn't get too much game time here, but I think you can see that the survivors of Sequence know exactly what to do when this is happening, and they're now in a position where they've had 3 generators completed for his death, so everyone else is fresh, and a large amount of points there for Hein to go and get. He is probably now going to monitor his generators. You can see there's really no point in him going on that side of the map. It is an absolute barren wasteland in the form of generators. So he can really just chill on this side of the shack, and I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't commit to anything past the shack for quite some time.
Yeah, I'm surprised that, the survivors unfortunately were not able to, correctly, start the gen spread and do gens in the right spots. Obviously, nurse's positioning can kind of play a part in that as well. Is that a locker play? Yeah, great stuff right there. Maybe buying some time, waiting for the cooldown. Gonna get a hit right here. Is he gonna commit to the hit right here? I mean, you do have 2 gens hit, and if you get 1 down, that's an eruption pop right here. So it looks like that's we're gonna get exactly just that, as we're gonna lose 10% on both of those generators. So gonna get a bit of a hook right here. Maybe take Adam towards, you know, the gen spread right here in order to kind of maintain some pressure. We do have Pop Goes the Weasel. Yeah, that hook looked great, but this one that the Nurse is going to looks even better. So
absolutely right, smack bang in the middle here. We are going to be having a look around just to see where we can use our pop. It's not going to be on this gen because Sequence pop it right as Sally Smithson appears, and then they take a little bit of distance here. I pick taking a hit off the gen high and getting a little bit stuck in shackle. Maybe just wanted to make sure that everything was where it should be. They do manage to get the unhook. He is now going to be going after Excise. Big mistake, coolness awareness here as we start the chase onto the check spot master, Excise.
Excise already kind of starting the chase right here. Yeah, I was gonna say, you know, unfortunately, even with, you know, the S tier killers, if you make one mistake, you know, these survivors do a really good job of punishing, and even going this far into the corner might get punished by getting the last gen done. I mean, it looks certain that you were able to kind of defend that, but, you know, maybe overextending just a little bit. Looks like we're gonna get pop value right here. Maybe focus on the back 2 gens, right? You know, as this one is, you know, basically at 0 at this point. Yeah, gonna get a reset right here. Maybe try to go towards Shack. Maybe, you know, looking for survivors on a safer side of the map. You know, maybe that's where the resets are happening. But yeah, again, a bit of an overextension right here.
Yeah, and here we go. We do see the pitter-patter of little feet over there, but just as we suspected, Heinz not too keen on spending too much time in this area. Maybe he just was trying to mind game me, make me sound like a bit of an idiot there, because he does in fact go back, blink onto Sorta at the rock, and sort of taking a little bit of distance and pulling a Houdini. I don't think I even saw where he went. I'm not sure if that's lucky break or just some sort of magic, but he's out of there, and it appears that Hein is out of there as well as he heads back to his gens.
Yeah, Hein doing a really good job of understanding, you know, maybe correctly calling out a lucky break or something along the lines of that. And, you know, why is he returning to this hook? Maybe to secure another hook stage. Oh, that's that's crazy. Yeah, got a bit of an aura read. Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, we can see here just the perk on the Sally Smithson here coming through, allowing us to see the survivors healing because Nurse's calling isn't enough. Let's just give her an add-on with the same effect too. So we do have poor Sorta slugged in the corner of the map there. We're going to blink on over and see what's happening on this side of the map with the unhook. We're going to have a look and maybe see if we can find iPick walking around here. We do manage to find, I think that's Excise, but we'll come back to him a little bit later because we want to get some brutality points here and start the regression on the generator. If there's one thing I know, it's do not chase Excise edge map, and I think that's what we're going to be doing here as he's gone to the Z wall of all places to go. Unfortunately, I think Nurse is the only killer who is able to counter the Z wall.
Yeah, one of the very few killers. I mean, just the mobility and the ability to just blink on top of you to get rid of the mind games altogether as we secure yet another elimination right there, this time on Excise. Drilling Tremors potentially could play a part into these gen kind of slowing down a little bit. Having Pop Goes the Weasel also available to kind of, you know, add an extra percentage right there of regression. And yeah, we saw the quick pickup on Adam and we saw the quick heal too. So great stuff on them for kind of resetting. We saw Crow right there. Did Heinz see it though? I'm not too sure. Oh, now, yeah, Heinz saw it. Notice maybe it's not worth it. Going to come back to my gen spread right here. And, you know, Swatter doing a really good job of kind of just baby baiting, but Heinz not biting just yet.
Not as yet, absolutely right. We're going to be getting a little bit more regression here. Heinz seems to be very content on keeping these gens as low as possible, being sure to prioritize the regression on them. If there's one thing we know about Sequence, right? They're going to be going for the points. They're going to be going for that progress on the generators. They're not silly. They know exactly what to do. And I think that their plan in the 2v1 is probably one of the strongest ones, being one of the strongest teams that we have in Season 8. Pine is in quite a good place though here with these generators. As you can see, he's pretty much set up, I think, on this side of the map.
Yeah, pitch a tent right here, you know, set up shop, right? Start a business, all that good stuff. You know, we're making sure these gens are getting popped, and that's the beauty of the win condition as well. You know that the survivors potentially want to maybe get this last gen done in order to provide a good win con for their killer. You know, but at this point, Hein is just waiting out these survivors. If their survivors are wanting to stealth out, that you know, Hein's going to take it at the end of the day, right?
I think so, yeah. It does make it very difficult. They will be probably setting up for a hatch or gate play at the moment. We're going to have to wait and see where those gates are and if there's any possibility that there is quite a distance between them. I think with Hein being blessed by the generator RNG gods, it's unlikely that he's going to be blessed by the gate gods as well, right?
Yeah, exactly. And we saw, if I'm not mistaken, we saw a noise notification right there, which is actually very rare. You know, unfortunate right there. That kind of might have been a very regretful misstep right there. Gonna get the pallet drop, but not gonna get the stun. Still gonna get the hit. Great stuff right there. And again, look at this lucky break value, but the add-on coming in clutch right there. Great stuff. Great awareness from Hein. Great discipline and patience to not overextend and blink towards the middle of the map. So we're gonna get another hook right here, and that's gonna be another 15% potentially with Top Goes the Weasel.
Certainly is. Now it's a matter of the 1v1 here with iPick and Hein. We've got a nurse and we've got a survivor who wants to head on out. We are going to be waiting for the right time. We can see the gates are pretty good, I think, for iPick. Swatter choosing to die on that hook to give iPick a chance with the hatch right in the middle of the gates. I'm not entirely sure if iPick's going to be able to get out of this one, and I don't think Hein is silly enough to blink far enough over in order to give iPick time to open these gates.
Yeah, even with the 10% tech, you're gonna have to see potentially, you know, if you can see the crows, you know, flying away, that gives you a good indicator, you know, and you're gonna just have to stealth this out. And like you said, not gonna overextend too much, just gonna get some information as long as, yeah, there it is. Unfortunate. Decided to stealth it out for a second and just go for it, and that's gonna, yeah, that's gonna be one for the books right there. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
That appears to be iPick heading on out as he escapes.
Wait, what? Oh my God! I am at a loss for words right now. Wait.
He's headed on out. He has absolutely left the trial. I think there's a bit of surprise. You know, we always talk about the end game, what we could potentially see here. I think we're at a spot where we didn't expect that gate to be open. Naturally, if anyone was going to get it done, it's iPick on the Meg. So he must have been on the gate when Hein was looking at it, and Hein just didn't see. That's the only way, I think.
That's crazy. That's gonna be 13 points from Sequence, but a 21 points from Paradox right there. And yeah, we're gonna have to get it. They only pop 4 gens though, so that's gonna be something to note for the survivors right now. So we're gonna go to a quick little break, and when we get back, we're gonna get a switch on survivors and killers. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Everybody, welcome back from the break. We got Volga on the killer now for the team right here with the nurse. Gonna potentially need to get some stuff rolling right here. We did get an escape, but we didn't get all the generators done, so potentially spelling out the win con right there. Gonna opt to go for rather an interesting perk, going for information here with Spies on the Shadows. Honestly, a very underrated perk, and as someone with such mobility like Nurse, definitely can bring a lot of value to him.
You know what? We started going through a phase where we were seeing Ghostface on Leary's with Spies, and then we saw a Blight on Blood Lodge, and that was a 4K. And now we've got a Sally Smith, so I think Spies is now a competitive, viable perk, and it's nice to see it being used. A little bit of little bit of information there. Doesn't look like Volga's going to need information where he's going. He's going to be getting a very fast down at 5 gens, and that's going to be his first hook for the game on to Hines. He's looking for a nice placement here. I think he should be able to make it all the way over here, which gives him time to then go and use his combo of pop and eruption onto a gen that he sees with a little bit of progress. I think he's a bit cautious there that someone's going to go in for that insta-save, which seems to be the strat here to avoid any type of tactical waiting around the hook, some light patrolling, if you will. I think a lot of our teams are now kind of taking tips from Eternal, who seem to do that, have someone set up to get an early unhook and prevent the camp. But in this case, I think that they're going to be prioritizing a bit of gen progress.
Yeah, prioritizing a bit of gen progress, gonna be monitoring maybe only 2 gens at once, but you know, regardless, still maybe 3 gens at this point, honestly, with the mobility of this killer. But yeah, like you said, you know, some of these top teams, you know, like Eternal, maybe providing the blueprints for everybody to kind of just follow, right? You want to emulate the top teams for sure. But we are gonna get this unhook right here and potentially just get a trade right here. So mano a mano, getting a trade, potentially a deliverance play right here, right?
Absolutely, and look at this value. There we go, straight to the aura here. The bird's snitching, the aura's snitching. Everyone has got it out for wind here as we're going to leave Lincoln on the floor. If he is the deliverance player, it's likely he's got unbreakable. Volga, unfortunately, not being skilled enough to connect that hit there. We are going to be alerted by the snitching crows, though, and we're going to get a down onto wind instead. In the meantime, Lincoln does manage to get himself up. Whether that was his teammate or unbreakable, we're not too sure for now.
Yeah, gonna regardless, you know, was able to still pick themselves up and, you know, kind of nullify that hook right there. But we are going to get a hook kind of in the same spot right there. I mean, sharing hooks is a little bit unsanitary, but you know what? We'll take what we can get at this point. Going to end up pressuring maybe the gen. Spies coming in as well. Oh my God, that was trying to commit right there, but gonna opt to maybe just go for the 10% on this gen pop, 50%.
Yeah, we are going to see Volga having a nosy around. It does seem to be his favorite hook, I think. Maybe this is the area that everyone just seems to love, this side of the map. I don't even think we're going to get to see the other side of Wreckers today. SSB?
Yeah, I think we are all fancying this side of the map. Yeah, I mean, you know, I say give the entire map some love, but you know what? It is what it is. These players are, you know, are proving that this is a viable strat. So more spies information right here, but again, probably going to just maybe defend these gens right here and potentially securing another hook stage right here. Volga doing a really good job so far, you know, slowing the pace of the game down a little bit. You know, normally most people aren't, you know, you normally used to see nurses at pub level just blink, 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 blink on top of you, but right now you're seeing a little bit of a slower, methodical game plan right here. That looks to be a sprint burst right there. But wow, careful where you're aiming. Got to be careful with your flicks.
Yeah, it was assisted with that aim, I think. Unfortunately, assisted in the wrong direction. Thanks, Behavior, for that one. We are going to bring the flashlight out. It doesn't work anymore, guys. Doesn't work anymore. You can just try and blind the Sally, but you're not going to be able to prevent her from blinking, unfortunately, with those flashlight and blind changes from a short time ago. We're now on the other side of the map. Here we are, guys. Sometimes you've got to do what you've got to do to get those points, and we're now leaving our generators off in the distance, and we're going to be going for the death onto wind here. We do manage to down him. Little eruption proc off in the distance, and we are going to be placing him on a hook, and then I would say using our blinks to head on back over to our generators.
Yeah, using the blinks to head back. Obviously, again, you know, Nurse is one of those killers who can just commit to certain overextensions, and even if the survivors are, you know, somewhat coordinated, you know, you have so much mobility to just get back all the way, you know, across map. Lots of visibility, lots of mobility right here. Gonna get the 50% off pop right here. Great stuff. Triggering the potential extra 10% with eruption. Going to end up, you know, maybe blinking to a side of the map where maybe some repositioning could be happening, maybe to scout them out just a little bit, and that's exactly what it looks like it's going to be right here. Finding Hein right here, I believe.
It certainly is the Adam on the team. We are going to be getting a quick hit on him. He does use the firecracker. Unfortunately, no value there. No blind on Volga. Oh, he hits him with the DH, though. No one expects the dead hard anymore, so it's really nice to see someone finally get value from it, as it's such a limited use perk. But we do manage to get that, but unfortunately not getting too far away from where we did manage to use our dead hard. We will be going down and coming back on over to the favorite side of the map, Volga's favorite side.
Yeah, gonna be coming back down. Great extension right there with the dead-eyed, you know, over here. Great stuff. Again, underrated perk just because of the rework. You know, people not using it as much as they would have liked to in the past. But we are going to get yet another gem pop right there, and that is gonna be an unhook as well. So lots of pressure right here. Are we gonna be able to get this last gen done? It's gonna be crazy to say the very least.
Absolutely, but if there's one thing we know about Volga, it's he's incredibly experienced, and he would have a plan to be preventing any types of escapes and make sure that he does manage to take the nurse set for sequence. We see Irushi over here getting a bit of distance to the other side of the map, so we can confirm that Irushi's not on the generators. Irushi is in chase, and that leaves Lincoln and Hines to be working on other generators. Unfortunate down there. We're going to go for a reset instead of the generator progress, which I think would be a good call, because someone's going to need to get Irushi off of that hook.
Absolutely, you're going to have to get Irushi off the hook, and you're going to be able to. You need to be able to tank an extra hit at the very least. The trade hook stages, you know, to keep the survivors in. But you know, and you need someone, you know, to be able to do gen safely in case Nurse blinks on top of you. You have enough time to either get distance or you can take an extra hit. You know, go from fully healthy to injured. But it looks like we're going to find this gen yet again. Maybe get some progress regression right here. Yeah, and the broken status effect, that looks to be maybe sort of a renewal or deliverance. I can't remember exactly if Irushi got any unhooks right here, but we're going to have to give it a few more seconds to just kind of confirm what that was.
Yeah, my sources in the background tell me that that is indeed renewal, as we see Irushi get fully healed there. So back to full health, but again, chase now on Hein. Hein now injured, taking a hit in the back. The Crows snitching on him, running to the edge map. Dead hard for distance. It's back. It's still viable. Here he goes. Longest chase of his life. Coming on around to the other side of the map. We did just pass the gem with a little bit of progress there. Really beautiful double back. Into the pallet stun. Absolutely wild from Hein here. And I understand why Volga wants to leave that. Hein doing an incredible job. And if Volga was to commit to that any longer, there'd be a lot of progress on these generators.
So much vitamin C. Hein with the juice right there. Get stunned, stupid, plus 10 wood. All of the quotes coming in. All the gens have been popped, and now triggers the end game. And wow, what's a flashlight? Are you making a YouTube video or something? Trying to get the killer to chase you the whole time? That's kind of crazy with the flashlight right there. Rushi getting the stun right there as well. Another plus 10 wood. Might be able to build a house with all this wood that the Nurse has been getting recently.
Absolutely, when we see the 5th gen pop in the distance there, the exit gates are now ready to be opened, and they are in fact open. They're going to head on out, Lincoln and Hein together, and we're going to unfortunately say goodbye to Irushi, dying in the end game here.
Dying in the end game, but not in vain. You know, as we get the 2 out right there, and yeah, that was quite interesting to see how everything kind of turned out. And we're kind of confirming the scores a little bit right there, but it looks like it might be a 35-30 for Paradox right there. Great stuff. I mean, yeah, what a fast-paced way to turn it around. A couple good loops from the survivors as we get the dub. But before anything else, we're gonna go to a quick little break to kind of get some stuff set up, change the scenery, change the killers. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with some Hillbilly.
Ladies and gents, gays and nays, welcome to the gas heaven. Here we are with X-Eyes on the Hillbilly, coming in hot. Really quick find here onto Hein. He wasn't able to get anywhere. He does have a pallet, but X-Eyes in return has got those low pro chains. It's going to be zooming through that pallet, giving him a little bit of distance here. Over to the shack, missing the fight! On!
Let's go. Let's go. We love a quick Billy down. Hilius to
That's a
Filius.
sheesh.
That's crazy. The way you curved through the barrel too was very nice. It was quite wonderful to see. I'm not gonna lie. I love a good Billy. So what a great start right now from X-Ice.
Absolutely. Avoiding the collision there. I think it's funny that he misses the collision on the fire barrel, but watch him hit a stick, and he's going to collide with that and then have some issues. Really, really good spot for X-Eyes to be in, though, with that hook at 5 gens on a hill as well, which sometimes a hill can be more powerful than the basement, depending on its location. It's kind of tucked away back there in the corner, though, so I think X-Eyes is a little bit hesitant to leave just because of how early this hook did happen, but he's also got no real kind of gens around him to protect, as I think the rest of the Survivor team from Paradox are a little bit further out on those generators down on the other side of the main building there. So it wouldn't surprise me here if he takes second and then he goes on his merry way, hoping for a cross-map snipe, I think.
Yeah, gonna try to go for something interesting here across map, maybe getting something right here, charging up the chainsaw right here. Oh, maybe could have seen someone right there, but no, going to opt to, you know, maybe kind of see the person. Yeah, no, I definitely saw someone here potentially. Maybe gonna get the kick right here, maybe a chain back to the hook, going to try to get potentially another hit right here, maybe even get the full sacrifice on Hein right here.
Yeah, he seems hesitant to let Hein get off that hook, but I think he's ready and raring to go. He's playing like someone with Devour. Hope will make your choice, isn't he? Just kind of sitting around waiting for the unhook so he can go over there. But I think he is wanting to get the death, but he's also wanting to protect these gens. So he's in a nice little spot over here. I think he may have seen some scratch marks. I'm not too sure. But either way, oh, here we go. Here we go. The next chase here. Arushi's coming in. It's such a difficult unhook to get, though, with this entrance to the hill being the only way that you're able to get up there and get that unhook. And we don't see a generator pop for that death. This is... Never mind. Caster's Curse. Every time.
Caster's Curse, Caster's Blessing. Oh my goodness, we get 1-2 gens pop. But that is sometimes, that's kind of the way the cookie crumbles. Sometimes you end up getting a gen sacrifice here and there, but you know, 1 or 2 gens if you're being very defensive and trying to secure a kill. But at the same time, in an asymmetrical game, a 3v1 is much harder than a 4v1. So potentially it could be worth it for X-Eyes. We're gonna have to see what the outcome is at the end, but you are seeing this mobility from the Billy. Great stuff so far.
Absolutely. And I think now Paradox has gotten these kind of further gens out of the way, which similar in our Nurse games kind of showed us that that's an area of the map that X-Eyes doesn't really need to worry about anymore. So I don't think that he's going to be too upset with that. We are going to be doing a 1v1 at the shack. We're going to be seeing the check spots master being countered by his own video here. Do they drop the pallet? They do. Oh, and he didn't expect them just to continue, so he ended his sword early, playing for the back rev maybe. I'm not quite sure, but he wasn't managing to get a hit there. He is going to be going for the low pro here, guaranteed hit, and I think that's going to be our Nancy running straight towards that main building. As this sneaky little bugger over here is completing that gen, going for the blind. X-Eyes not silly enough to be blinded. He's got far too much experience here to get a firecracker, but this is looking like a bit of a back rev.
Yeah, great stuff right there. In-game built Lightborn, literally just look up, right? You have something called the mouse where you could just flick it all the way up and gets the insta down right there onto Irushi. And yeah, great use of the low pro chains to get the down right, or to get the break and the hit onto Wind, forcing potentially maybe a reset here in case you want to go get, you know, the unhook right here. Getting the chainsaw back up right now. Are we gonna potentially get another defensive play right here to get this gen, to get this kill secured? But it looks like we're gonna get someone on this gen right here. Yeah, X-Eyes is kind of just waiting to see if anyone's gonna overextend here.
Yeah, it's kind of nice, right? Because he doesn't need to be right near the hook. He's able to be a little bit further out. They are going to get another generator for it. and Wind here is going to start progressing another one, which is the right move, right? He's injured. There's not too much that he's able to do now besides getting some progress on the gens. I'm not quite sure if Wrist is going to be ballsy enough to get in there and unhook against the Chainsaw Killer, but he's certainly heading his way over here. I'm not entirely sure of the play when it comes to unhooking with Hillbillies, so I'm not gonna lie, I've been out of the competitive game for a while. I would assume that you just say goodbye, sorry, do the gens and dip, but Vrist seems to be quite confident that he's able to come in and get it, and I think with the communications from Arushi on the hook that Excise has left, he's able to come on in, get the unhook, and then get a little bit of distance as Excise is now starting a whole new chase.
Yeah, starting a whole new chase. Probably ran into Nancy. Yep, that's exactly what's going to happen. Going to run into Win right here. Maybe using the chainsaw for some mobility right here. Great mind game potentially. No. Great stuff right there. Great discipline from Nancy. Not wanting to drop the pallet a little bit early and giving away their location. That's going to be a continued chase. Potentially looping to another pallet here. No, it looks like it's going to be the down right there. Great stuff. Gonna get another hook right here. Almost got the kill on Arushi, but, you know, Vrist doing a really good job of just kind of standing by and having a positional advantage in order to actually get the unhook. Great stuff. One gen left, though.
Yeah, just one. And that was really nice as well, I think. There
Never
it is.
mind.
There's the last gen
mind.
we were talking about. Scratch marks here. We do have a little bit of haste in play. We're a little bit faster than we should be here at the shack. The 1v1 is in the killer's favor here as we see a big shovel through the window onto Vrist. Excise being a little bit greedy. There it is. There's the collision.
Classic collision right there from Billy. Can intentionally clip through barrels but randomly runs into something even though you kind of had it. Yeah, that's classic Hillbilly. But I will say I didn't know shovels could be that pointy in order to instant out Survivor. Shoutouts to Know It, but it looks like we're just gonna get the 2 out right here. Pretty decent win con potentially. So that's gonna be nice to see. In terms of what the Survivors are going to have in store for us, you know, and during the second round of this Hillbilly game. Great stuff so far. Going to be confirming the scores in a little bit, but it's looking to be 13-22 on Sequence's side, and that's going to be it for that first game of Hillbilly. I'm excited to see another one. We saw some awesome Hillbilly reps for sure. Yeah, we're gonna come back in a second. Don't go anywhere. Take a little bit of a break. Gonna get some stuff switched around. Get the match set up yet again. We'll see you guys in a bit. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Everybody, I hope you've enjoyed your break. We're gonna get started with yet the second Hillbilly match. It's going to be a pretty interesting win condition. No one's fresh on hook. Gotta get the gens. Gotta get all the gens. Not do all the gens if you're the killer, right? You have to make sure you stop this right. Gonna get the corrupt intervention right here. Urushi coming in. Urushi's kind of crazy with it, so we're gonna have to see if we're gonna see a quick down right here. Using the chains to kind of, you know, navigate through the map and try to find a survivor and get it down right here. So, Barn, what do you think?
I'm so excited. 10 stages on a Hillbilly is a big ask, though. We are talking about a lot of hooks against a top-tier team. We are going to be starting off a chase, but at the main building. This is not what you want as Max Thompson Jr. and against Swatter as well. It's a very dangerous chase to take on, but if there's one person who's going to be doing it, it's the Rushi here. Greeting the pallet here, sort of feeling very confident as we reach Bloodlust 1. We are going to be going around the same pallet now that it's dropped. We've got the low pro chains. We're going for Syndicat curves, but we're not able to hit that one there. And I think that gives sort of a bit of time to get further away from that pallet and away from the main building. And I'm not surprised here, Arushi also choosing to get away from that main building. I'm going to have a look now at the progress of the generators. A couple of scratch marks over here, a nice little bird's eye view from the hill. You can see those filthy survivors running the main building. This is what nightmares are made out of.
Yeah, nightmares are made out of for sure. I mean, the main building is going to be your best friend, especially because there's a lot of things in the building that could cause collisions and could potentially ruin the killer's day right there. Great greed right there. Obviously thought maybe was going to try to go for the pallet stun. Would have, you know, with the low pro chains, would have been able to actually get the break and the hit. But great job on iPick kind of just reading that palette. So
yeah, and this is boom right there. We're gonna take the low pro hit, and I think Rushi having a quick check of his surroundings here before he commits to the chase, trying to zone iPick away from the shack in turn, zones him somewhere else, and decides to go for a little bit more pressure, coolness, awareness. Here we are, guys. It's Excise. He's at one of these fancy fun new tiles here, or just a 4-lane, either one, that's fine. That keeps happening to me. We're going to be bamming the window and going for a firecracker. Not able to get the blind here. Firecracker is wasted. We're doing some high intensity chainsaw mind games as 2 generators pop in the distance. Excise getting enough distance to run to Shack. Arushi deciding not to commit to that chase here and find someone in a better position for him. That is going to be Swatter once again greeting the pallet, which again, rare sight in comp, but I think we're able to see it against a Billy. Doesn't have the double engravings on. Is he able to hit the curve?
Gonna have to see right here. No hit on the curb right there, but yeah, no, I love the decision making, especially from Excise, right, to throw earlier that firecracker to limit visibility and continue a push through to another tile, a safer tile. But great stuff on Swatter, dropping the pallet right there, maybe making some distance. Gonna have to make a guess right here. Yeah, trying to maybe zone him out, just to try to maybe get a hit, maybe even a down, but nobody home for it just yet. Gonna get the, yeah, that's so smart. That's so smart.
Always, like, you never know how someone's going to play a pallet with the low pros. You can go through the pallet, yes. You can stop before the pallet. You can try and play for the insta down instead of the low pro hit, not wanting to give them the distance. There's a lot of options there. Arushi seems to be going for more of a Flick Billy playstyle here with his high intensity mind games and his helicopters. He's going to be choosing to break this pallet, continue the chase. Swatter getting all of his attention for the moment, and boom, he is down. Really nicely done by Arushi there, as he's going to get his first hook with just 2 gens remaining.
Yeah, this is gonna be a bit of a big ask, like you said, 10 stages. It's gonna have to be a 4K even if all the gens get done, and it looks like the gens are honestly probably gonna get done with the way that it took a while to get that first hook. It took 3 gens to get completed to even get the first down, and then another gen during the carry animation into the hook. So this is gonna be one for the books for sure. They're gonna have to end up clutching out something big here. Arushi going for the bamboos with the zone out Meg, but no, gonna opt to just go back, try to get some pressure right here, maybe stop the unhook from happening.
Yeah, a little bit too late though, as they get the unhook right in his face. Now we're seeing beautifully done body blocks here, trying to protect Excise. I think not waiting enough time. They're getting that borrowed time hit, and the last gen pops in the distance. It's your time, Arushi. You've got the speed, you've got the insta down from your frosty hammer, and it is time to go and find a fresh hook and show them what's up and make sure that they know Ed.
Yeah, the one big problem here is that it's taking quite a bit to get this down right here onto Excise, and that's gonna end up being, that's finally the no-ed, but not before the doors are already close to being open. At this point, they're just probably gonna take the 3 out at this point, even if Urushi makes it to the gate fast enough, probably not gonna get anything going here, and that's gonna be, that was a bit of an ask, and unfortunately not able to clutch it out, and we're going to end up definitely going to the tiebreaker once we get the scores kind of finalized, right?
Absolutely, it is looking for the moment to be 23-40 in Sequence's favor. Again, Excise performance on the Billy was just far too strong for Arushi to be able to get similar. I think 10 stages for a Hillbilly is a big ask, so not surprising there. We fell a little bit short, but you know what that means? That means more games, more sequence, more paradox, and more killer action. We've got the Oni coming up.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see what the Oni is going to be able to do. Going to get a lot of M1s and then be able to access the insta down. We're going to have to see what happens, but don't go anywhere because we are going to take a short break. We'll be right back with the tiebreaker Oni match.
Welcome to the comp tower. We've got Kazan Yamaoka, the Oni, and he is at the hands of Arushi today. Now, it is a tiebreaker set, so whoever wins the Oni set is going to be the winner. We're hoping that we don't get another Eternal v Elysium 17-hour-long Oni set here today, ladies and gents, because it is 4:30 in the morning for me. That being said, quick find on survivors. We're in chase with two people. Starting off at main, though, poor Arushi's really copping it with the first chases at the main buildings today.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, kind of just going back, to that classic legendary Eternal Elysium set, but yeah, hopefully we don't get maybe as drawn out of a set, but hopefully we do get some pretty crazy plays from the survivors and the killers here as we get this focus right here into the middle of the map. Maybe going back and kind of defending the zone, right? Maybe finding a 3-gen, wanting to defend that a little bit, and wow, great use of the exhaustion perk to kind of get to the window and kind of mess some things up right here. Gonna get the window, gonna get the door break right here, maybe to kind of just eventually link some loops up, link some chases up pretty soon here.
Yeah, big swing and a miss there. Hoping for the pallet drop and hitting them through it, but not able to get it here. We're going to be making a bit of a bloodlust play here, which in some cases can be poor Oni's only hope here as our first gen pops. No hit just yet. Beautifully played by Seth here, faking it out. Arushi working on his mind games, a little bit of backsy forth. Sees double back Andy coming in hot as we hit Bloodlust 2, a vault of the pallet. Arushi not wanting to give away his Bloodlust just yet. Coming into Bloodlust 3, still at the pallet. Seth doing an absolutely incredible job here. Going for distance, though. He should be able to make it to this pallet, but I think it's only a matter of time now before the hit comes in. He may be able to get the vault, but he's not going to take it. He is going to give the hit, but what a beautiful chase. I think there with the Bloodlust 3 in play, there was only so much that he could do, and he has definitely bought a lot of time for his team.
Yeah, Bloodlust 3, I mean, Seth doing a really good job of respectfully putting Arushi on some skates right there. Having him guess back and forth, doing a really good job. Seth, though, continuing this loop around Shaq, and I mean, without the power, this could be one of the killer's worst nightmares right here. Gonna get the ball, has access to the Bam Bam right here as we get the window blocked, and now maybe M2 towards one of the further gens to create some pressure. We'll have to see. But Seth buying a lot of time, like you just said.
Oh, someone wants to be chased over here. I saw a clickety-click of the flashlight. We're going to be doing a little bit of bursting on our killer here. Sort sprint bursting our way over to the shack. We do see a pallet get broken. Slapped with the head on the blind. Not coming through, unfortunately, there from Swatter. What an absolute bully. He's going to be playing the window and going to get hit through the window as well there. A gen pops in the distance, revealing the location, but I think these scratch marks do the same thing here. We can hear a very sad Nia playing the patience game. Now we're going to be mind gaming this pallet into the SWAT of the big bonk stick from the Oni. That's going to be 2 slugs, 2 gens left. A lot of progress on this one, and iPick runs off for safety. I think Arushi's getting a little bit greedy here.
Yeah, maybe getting a little bit greedy right here, but regardless, already getting Swatter up. Maybe Seth going to be getting picked up pretty soon here, but that's crazy. Going for maybe a 4-man slug right here, but not actually going to be able to get it. Gonna want to potentially maybe get a full reset on Swatter, and that's exactly what you're gonna do. Gonna have to settle for maybe 1 pickup right here. Arushi, though, I mean, two gens left. I mean, what a way. I feel like I blinked, and then we saw 2 downs, but then saw 3 gens being worked on. And this one's pretty close to being done. Maybe Painless playing a part, though, but not going to do it.
No, not a pain res hook, which is so frustrating. I guess now the nice thing about this hook is that it's right next to the gen, right? So while he's camping the hook, he can be camping the gen at the same time. And this is the value that our viewers come to see. Not only are we going to be camping people, we're going to be camping generators as well. Bit of a double minus rep, I think, on Arushi's Steam profile coming after this one. But being the only gen on that side of the map there, it gives the survivor team of Sequence a few options, right? They've got 3 gens on the other side of the map. You can see Arushi's trying to find a nice spot to be able to monitor all of them. I think someone's over there being a bit of a nuisance, trying to get some attention here. This is going to be iPick. Now, iPick is playing the Pig Mask Meg, and if there's one thing that I'm never going to commit to in Chase, it's a Meg with a Pig Mask, and Arushi seems quite happy to do that, as once again, a generator pops. There's the last one. You know what that means?
Yeah,
Swing
you
and
know
a
what
miss.
that means. Swing and a miss. Only 1 stack of No Way Out and already being proctored right there. Unfortunately, wasn't able to get any slowdown value off of Pain Res. I mean, we saw the methodical placement of the hook right there, not going for the Pain Res, is mainly to defend that gen, right? So it doesn't pop in case he does go to a Pain Res hook, and the gen pops anyways. Regardless, it was all for none, as the survivors end up getting all the gens done. And this looks like, I mean, now the gates can get proctored a little bit, so maybe you can get yourself in a decent positioning right here. But you got to think, yeah, that's going to be set, so it's going to be a bunch of free blood orbs. Could potentially maybe get the power right here, and then maybe start the trek onto the other side. But you got to think the other 3 survivors are on that other gate.
Yeah, we did just see someone run off in the distance. It does appear that Seth is caught out off guard here. He's not really able to get anywhere. He's going to have to do a bit of a juicer chase. The last one standing, the last one in the map. He's making a run for it. He's got nothing to work with though, so the poor love's going to go down, and we will unfortunately see the sacrifice onto Seth. But this just shows you the strength of the Sequence Survivors team, right? And I said that at the start. I said that in the campfire chat, is that their Survivor team have been playing together for so long. They've got such great coordination and synergy together as a team. It's such a lovely, lovely viewing experience every time we watch Sequence play as Survivor. But we're going to see 3 stages here. I think we're going to be having a final score of 19-7. And I don't know about USSB, but I want to get right into the next game. I want to see how Sequence responds on Killer. So we're going to take a short break, set that up, and be back with you with Paradox on Survivor and Sequence on the Killer.
Welcome back, everybody. We're back in the Coal Tower, in the Juice Tower, potentially. We are iPick going with the Oni this time around, so getting a little bit of a different killer main going in with the Oni. Gonna try to clutch it out right here. Barn, you want to talk to us about maybe the win conditions a little bit here for this team?
Yeah, look, iPick's looking at getting 4 stages to win and take the week home for Sequence here, week 7. We are going to be finding a survivor camping the hill. I wonder if they've got balanced landing. They most certainly do. And lo and behold, running off to main like we're so used to seeing from our survivors here. iPick going to be trying to find someone out of position. Unfortunately, not in this case. He's got a nice little pallet here to keep himself safe with. He's going to be dropping that one. Of course, what we're used to with Oni is trying to have a big old juicer chase and not give that hit too early on, so that the Oni's got his power very early on in the map and has free reign to all of that blood left all over the place.
Yeah, exactly. One of the key factors into playing against an Oni is not giving up that first hit so early and snowballing the power. Because even if it takes a minute to get the down right, the Oni is getting power slowly but surely with just the blood orbs accumulating over time. So great stuff right now. Didn't drop this pallet, so has an opportunity to take another go around right here, maybe pre-dropping it a little bit. Oh, great cutoff right there, because if he goes for the break, then maybe you get a little bit of distance of your wrist, so that kind of forces it right now. And yeah, once again, maybe kind of just going for the bloodlust right here, going to opt to get a bunch of blood orbs right here.
Absolutely. Bloodlust 2 kicking in now. Unfortunately not hitting that, but with each vault comes more orbs because of that splintered hull. 2 generators down. We've got a hit. We are setting ourselves up with blood for pretty much the rest of the game here. I'd be confident in saying we are hitting Bloodlust 3. Round and round we go, ladies and gents. Can we get the down? I'm sure we are able to, but a really, really nice job here as the 3rd gen pops in the distance. Bloodlust is gone. Vrist has done an incredible job. Back to main he goes, and I think keeping the Oni in that corrupted generator area was a really, really nice choice and just gave his teammates so much time to get some progress on those generators.
Yeah, absolutely. So much progress being done, and that first hit came a little earlier than maybe they would have liked for it to happen. The second hit is the one that truly matters. How much time can you buy for your team as you're getting chased? And again, you know, Juice Power for a reason right now. They're doing a really good job of prolonging this chase as long as possible. Finally gets the down, though. I will say, though, if they do go back into... Oh, my God. There's no way. I was like, there's no way we're getting a flashlight save and pick up DBD, man. That's crazy. But I will say the big key factor is also going to be if iPick can force the survivors into that top right side, the 1 o'clock side where that last gen could potentially be being worked on, you're going to get a lot of blood orbs. You're going to get your power pretty quickly there. So that's something to take note of, especially because of the add-ons.
Yeah, absolutely. And now that we know that with our corrupt intervention comes the aftermath, which is what we see here, where the generators that were corrupt no longer are, but they were protecting this area for iPick during that chase with Bruce, which he did such an incredible job. We do see him get unhooked in the distance, but we are now in chase with Arushi. We've got the power. We're an M2 Oni. It's going to be an insta-down if he plays it correctly. A big hit and a miss, and that's going to be someone downed, where I think iPick is going to be spending a lot of time down this area. And I think we've all seen the power of a hill hook in Xize's Billy game, and that could be exactly what we're going to see here. A little bit of less lethality here with the Oni, unless he's got his power. But I think iPick knows he's got a whole lot of blood down here that he can go and collect at any time, and he can get a bit of regression happening on that gen too.
Yeah, a little bit of regression, and I'll get blast blind.
Pepe loser.
Yeah, type the Sages in the chat, you know what I'm saying? We're finally gonna get the power yet again, and that's what we talked about earlier, right? We talked about, once you do go into this zone, you're able to actually get your power rather quickly just because there was so much time being spent in that area of the map, you know what I mean?
Oh, did it? What? Okay, well, I think Hein is the best player in the world there, blocking himself in a corner and then being able to get out of it with an absolute tank. The Beamer. Oh my God. That is a head-on save. I have not seen a head-on save in competitive for so long. What an incredible play there. He was distracted by the flashlight. They come in with the head-on. Paradox are kind of gaming right now, SSB.
They are definitely gaming by all purposes by all definitions. Definitely gaming. Oh, get stunned, stupid, into the flashlight. Great stuff right now. Get your cups ready. Get the vitamin C. It's a lot of juice right now.
Absolutely. 4 gens down, 1 remaining. Problems team. It's the car. It's the Oni. He gets the pallet though. Lincoln is able to run free, not taking the hit through the pallet, which was very nice. Big blind through the window, but he's not able to get it. Does he make it back? He doesn't, because there's Bamboozle, and he will be going down behind the main building. Does iPick choose to pick up Lincoln or go back? He is going to pick up Lincoln at this time. Again, it's where he wants to be. I'm pretty sure this is going to be where he's spending the... Never mind. He's going to be spending a little bit of time down here, because if he's able to camp out Lincoln, that's going to be the win. It might already, actually, if we consider the fact that there's been different survivors hooked there, we may even be closer to the win con than we thought.
Yeah, it might be closer to the win con than we thought. I mean, all you need is one more down, one more hook, and that should be curtains for sure. And yeah, everybody's injured, so that will make your job rather easy. So that's probably gonna be it for sure. Gets the pickup right here. Are we gonna get a blind or anything? Oh, you heard the steps. You heard they were ready for it.
Who is on the beam of this game? They're out of control. Absolute menace to society here as we're going to be taking Grist down to the basement. That is going to be a hook there, and I'm pretty sure that is going to be the win.
Yeah, gonna be it right there. You know, obviously, do you want to get the 4K for the culture, or are you just gonna take the game and just kind of go? And that's exactly what they're gonna do. So, yeah, it's that was what an interesting. I mean, it was really good for the survivors for a very long time of the game. Like, I mean, the fact that we saw so much juice coming out, but unfortunately, wasn't able to be enough. And it looks like it's going to be a score of 32-24 on Sequence's side of things.